Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be on William Regal Blue Blood. So the day is here. Finally, we have William Regal in the game, and of course, he is the best class in the game. He's a showboat, he's focused. He is also reality era, so that's pretty nice as we don't have very many good reality era superstars. He has the NXT link, any color move, starts with one more MP, and then Reality Era, one on the Matchy Match. He's a trainer. The green 2 MP, 100% more damage per turn MP sub trainer is here at 6-star. Just right out the gate, guys, he's probably the best showboat in the game. Really, really good. I'm going to have 3 movesets for you guys, all of them without a plate. Fairly generic setup on the strap. We got 111% gem damage is all, and then we got a 149% move damage metal. It is Fury 2, nothing crazy. The one downside is you may have trouble finding a strap for him, but there should be some in this weekend's event. So if you get Regal, you're going to want that. Full disclosure, with the new Piper's Ultimate plate, he hits an insane amount, like ridiculously hard, a crazy amount. I'm not going to run that in this one. At the end, I will toss on either Ronda's Jacket or the Triple H plate. Probably the Triple H plate for the best build, so you guys can see what that does. He's really good, but we're going to run it all with a suboptimal set on the strap, and then you guys can see. So let's jump right into it. Regal Knee, 10 MP finisher, deal 559k damage and choose a 3x7 area to swap into purple gems. Beefy move damage on all his moves. Tiger Bomb, 6 MP, also low charge on his moves. I love that. Choose 7 gems to make into yellow. Regal Cutter, 6 MP, deal 191k damage and choose 3 gems to make into Pyro Gems, which will modify all gems above it into multiply gems of strength 7 when broken by you. Entourage, we are running the flats. We got Razor for 12k and change. We got Woods for purple MP, Motu Ray, and then for Matchy Match and Feud, we got NWO Hogan. He should be what you're saving your showdown coins for. This trainer's amazing. You could also probably do some other nonsense, but like a 5 and a 3 type of thing, it's just easier if you don't. 5 and a 3, in fact, would work, but I would Cascade for sure. So I use the Matchy Match trainers. We're going to go against 6-star Eddie on the new road. Showboat for Showboat. Big health pools. And the movesets are probably going to get progressively better as we go. Might be debatable between the first two. Let's go 1.25 speed for Mr. Regal. Alright, so this one. It's pretty straightforward. 3 Pyro Gems. We're going to want to turn them yellow to break them with the choose and also fill our moves. So you want to try and avoid a cascade where you're putting these. It's me, so it might not be possible. We're going to do our 3 here, and then we're going to do 3 here. See how this goes. Hey, I didn't cascade. Now, we're at 1.4 million on the finisher with that metal. We're not buffing it with any trainers, so it's just a beefy boy. That knee is pretty awesome. And then we're making all of these multiply gems. Purple and recycling. $7.3 million on the finisher. That's without any kind of plate. Not bad. And it recycles. Alright, moving right along. This is not going to take long. Newsflash. Regal triple yellow. This one's pretty fun, actually. Gonna go a little bit slightly different route for this one. Gonna put some move damage on, mainly because I want to. So this way you don't have to use Santa Hogan. If you don't have Asuka, you could use any yellow MP generator. So we're gonna keep that finisher in. Power of the Punch, 7 MP stun, 478k damage. Force your opponents to skip their turn for 1 turn. And the Dragon Suplex, 6 MP, 214k damage. Choose 1 gem to make into a 2-turn Jug Gem. That will increase your yellow MP by 10, so it refills this, and fills that. And then modify a 3x7 random area on the final one into multiply gems of strength 5. So you're constantly stunning and totally refilling them as much, all the time. Also, Mherex has loadouts now, so you don't have to watch, except I forgot to save one of them, I think. Whatever. No, I saved the 2 I needed to. We're good. So you don't have to watch me put them in. How great is that? Asuka's 100% move damage and 2 yellow MP. So Juggernaut move refills the stuff and things. Stun, well, you guys know what that does. The stun makes this moveset Mherex proof, which I love. You don't need to match the yellow. We will just because this move fills everything up. The Juggernaut does. Also, you don't want to hit your finisher yet, although, honestly, there's no reason you can't. So, maybe we do? Why not? It doesn't really matter because they're stunned, right? It just depends on speed, I guess. So, I'm not going to hit it so we can just, run the finisher on the multiply gems. But the move damage just starts really piling up. When you're doing 749k on this one, and you're doing 1.6 million on this one, and this one's doing 2 million, and we're changing all these multiplies purple. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. 6 million on the finisher. Alright, here's where it gets really crazy. There is a slight risk of cascade, so that means for me there's probably a 66 and 2/3 chance to cascade. That's triple green. I know what you're thinking. Triple green, sheet plate. Nah, fam. This one you would use Rhonda's jacket or the Triple H plate, and then the aforementioned, if you have an ultimate strap, Piper's plate would make this absolutely ridiculous. And this will be all of the moves we'll have seen now. So you haven't seen the Regal stretch. They're all green. They're all low charge. 6 MP. Regal Plex. And the Dirty Boots. Alright. So what we got here is 187k and choose a 7x1 area to swap into green. So it refills everything. Submission, generate 36 random sub gems, 198k for 3 turns, remaining turn into multiply gems of strength 5. And the Regal Plex, 191k damage, choose 4 gems to make into pyro gems, which will modify all gems above it into yellow gems when broken by you. Okay. Entourage, we're using all the flats. Goldberg, we got our green MP here, Taker, and then Braun for 25% yellow. It's really quite good. We're going to put the pyros out. We're going to choose a 7x1 area to refill the stuff. And then we're going to hit the sub. Now, you could also hit the sub, but if you hit a multiply gem after the sub, you're going to cascade, so you don't want to do that. You want to do this, or not cascade, but move the pin bar too much. So you want to do this one now. Hopefully I don't cascade. We can afford a 3, but not anything more than a 3, and we're good. Now you hold this one for the next turn, but we hit the sub, and this is where Rhonda's jacket would buff it. And the move we just did is where the Hunter's Medallion would buff it, where we break the 4 green gems or more, because we broke 7. The board shuffle will cost us. That's unlucky. It'll cost us some. But that's okay. We can't do the whole board this time, but we can do most of it. I think you see what's happening here. Yeah, that's a 8 million with a recycle. The Piper's Plate adds 600% gem damage twice. So I'm sure you can figure out what it would do with that, right? I'm going to run that one more time for you. And then I'll put a plate on and run it for you as well. You might be wondering, Mherex, why don't you use Champa, who reduces sub by 2 turns? You keep more multiply gems. Yes, you would, but your opponent would still remain charged in feud, so I don't consider that a viable feud build. That's just to see how hard you can hit on a tour, and I'd rather show you what he's likely to do in feud, so I won't be doing the Champa thing. You certainly could do that if they weren't turn 1, or if you wanted to. Pretty great animations on Regal. Poster art's great. Looks solid in game. No issues there. Let's hope we don't board shuffle now. That was unfortunate. I'd like to show you guys a full board hit without a plate. Maybe I could run it again in 2 times speed if it doesn't cooperate. Actually, you could probably crank it to 2 now. You guys have seen the move animations. Perfection. And keep in mind, if you have a Piper's Plate, you do need to choose all 4 gems, so you would just choose over the Pyro that you had placed, like so. And that would buff it twice. And we're going to turn this whole passel of multiply gems into yellow. And kablooey. Say goodnight, Gracie. 8.2 million. With no plate. Alright. Let's throw a plate on, whichever one I come to first. Rhonda's Jacket or... I think Hunter's Medallion might be less rare than Rhonda's Jacket, but I'll probably throw Rhonda... I don't know. They're about the same. They both do 100%. So at the end of the day, same difference, you know? Let's just do Rhonda's Jacket. Assuming Mherex isn't too blind to see it. There it is on my Clubber Lang. Alrighty then. And I'll do a couple of this one for you guys too. Since this is a very short preview because Regal is very good. If you didn't know, Rhonda's Jacket buffs black and yellow gems by 100% when you do a sub. And we're doing a sub. And we're losing a bunch of pyro gems. That's okay. I also did it wrong and didn't do this move, but I lucked out and all the multiply gems were down. So, you know, mistakes were made. But it worked out okay in the end. Not as many multiply gems this time. We also missed a column, so I'll run this again so you can see that was only 7 million because, you know, he did a bunch of row breaks. I think 2 different ones, wiping out a lot of stuff, which is going to happen. I do think him and Apollo are at the top of the list for showboats. I think his maximum damage potential is higher than anyone's, showboat-wise. I do think there is some potential cascade risk, and then, you know, anytime you're subbing, there's always a chance they have an MP plate on and can do that sort of thing. But if you're talking, like, absolute maximum damage output potential, I think Regal is by far the hardest hitting in the game when you consider everything in the game. Piper Plate's a little too strong on him for my liking, but... you know, it's Regal, so it is what it is. And he's a showboat, and I mean, it is the best class in the game, just saying. And actually, I haven't been cascading with him, which is shocking. I cascade with everything. Wild card. All right. All right. Just and wipe that out too. So it is doing that. So we're definitely not getting perfection in the board department. There's no multiplies here, so let's think this through logically. This would be the row to leave out. $9 million. Also, it gives you guys a pretty realistic look because you've seen it played a few times. And I'm just going to go ahead and because I think a lot of people are going to want this one, I'm going to run it one more time. See if I can't get all of them. I think it's about 11 mil-ish. Probably. Maybe more if we get a good cascade. And it is gem damage, very high gem damage based. Almost all exclusively because we're running greens, so he will transition incredible to 6-star silver. This feels like a 6-star silver design to me for sure. I like that he does have multiple movesets, although I think it's going to be very hard for people to get away from this moveset because it hits really hard and it's fun. But the stun lock does decent enough damage that it's going to be usable, and it's gem damage based too, so for those of you that love the stun lock, that will be there. Alright, this is much better. We're going to get it all. And one column got wiped, so it's not perfect still, but good enough. And then we'll talk about him on the roster. Love that he's Reality Era. Much better. 9.3 million. Still didn't look too crazy with the 9.3 million. Do keep in mind 5% gem damage strap, not max Fury 2s, not max yellow move damage. A lot of room for growth here, and not using the Piper's Plate that adds 600% to all that yellow. So yeah, he's gonna hit really hard. Roster-wise, Showboats, he's at the very top, like I already said. All the bells and whistles, no one has a higher top end. Love that he hasn't been cascading really for me on that 1x7 at the top. You're allowed a 3, so that's a little bit of wiggle, pretty good wiggle room actually. 4, of course, and you pin. It's pretty much now, I would say, these are your 3, and Nakamura and Hall of Fame HBK 4 and 5 at 6-star silver. And then depending on your bells and whistles, I love Sheamus, but I think Regal by far highest damage potential in the game at 6-star silver that I can think of right now, assuming you have the stuff. Maybe Santa Hogan, but he doesn't count except for like 3 people. Maybe after Christmas in July, assuming we get it. But yeah, he's incredible. Reality Era is amazing. So you get him, there's literally no reason not to skyrocket him. It's about as safe as a move as you can do. So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this preview. Good luck if you're chasing Regal. Certainly hope I can get him. If not, get really close. Maybe get him next month or the month after, something like that. Hopefully it's a good Flash Feud weekend for y'all. Remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching and good luck out there.